What's up, baby girl? Welcome back to Let's Play the Battle of Olympus. Between episodes, I went back to the entrance to Arcadia from Attica, and I also grinded up to 50 olives. In the next area, there's something that we can buy for 50 olives. It's not an essential item, but it's something that's going to help us out for the rest of the game. After finishing up in Attica, there are two places you can go, Argolis or Peloponnese. And this guy right here tells us to go to Peloponnese after Argolis and Attica. We could enter the Peloponnesian Forest right now, but you'd find that there's no way to get through it. And also remember, in Attica we were told to find a way to unlock the secret of the Staff of Fennel. So if you put 2 and 2 together, you can see where they're going. To Argolis! This area is much more difficult than Attica was. We have a lot of things we need to take care of while we're here. First, let's talk to this little boy who lives alone in a cave. That's a very interesting clue. This game does a great job in general of giving you clues to help you figure out the secrets of the game. Okay, here's a new enemy, the snake. They can lunge at you, but they're an easy one-hit kill. Anyway, this old guy's gonna tell us what we're doing here. Evidently, Prometheus is being held hostage by a lion? It's actually not nearly as silly as it sounds, because in the myth of the Nemean lion, it did in fact take hostages. It was the first labor of Heracles. Now it's going to take only 3 hits to kill it, but I tell you, this thing has some quick twitch muscle fiber. It's like being an offensive lineman. It's very tempting to want to false start because you know he's coming so fast. Yes! My fate cries out and makes each petty artery in this body as hardy as the Nemean lion's nerve! That's from Hamlet. And Prometheus teaches us that the secret of the staff is fire. I'm sure we'll put that to use. Now, since I'm gonna backtrack through the cave, I'm just gonna cut this part out. Okay, I've backtracked, and I thought I'd show off that right here is a good place to replenish your health. You can go in, kill the snake, get the item drop, and get out, and you can do that over and over. Anyway, now we need to take the right path, and I'll talk about that other new enemy, the bat. I wouldn't call these guys annoying, I'd call them disheartening. They'll ruin your jumps, they'll knock you into pits. No! Oh, just kidding. I wanted to fall in the snake pit, because if we go over here, we'll find that there is another one of those fountains. And so we can restore our health to the maximum. Now you're probably wondering, what are we still doing here? We learned the secret of the Staff of Fennel, and isn't that what we need to proceed through Peloponnesian Forest? Well, yes, but each area of the game has a god who will help us, and we haven't found the god who will help us in this area yet. We found Athena in Attica, and now we're gonna find the god of Argolis. I don't care how sloppy this part looks, I just don't want to fall in those pits. Okay, take the hits. Just be careful. Alright, we made it. Now, what are we gonna get? Wait a minute, who's this guy? What? Get out of here! So I get screwed over, and the guy is rude on top of it. Well, fine. I guess I will get out of here. Oh, no! Nah, just kidding again. We're in the salamander pit. Remember what the little boy said about making a shield out of salamander skins? We're gonna do that. But first, here's what those 50 olives are for. We get the ambrosia. It'll boost our health by 4 bars. But anyway, back to the salamander skins. You want to stand right on this particular spot and grind out 20 salamander skins. They're rare drops, and oh baby, I did not expect to get it on the first try. Go, let's get out of here. That was legitimate good luck. I expected to spend up to 30 seconds showing you how to get one of those skins. Now I'm showing you the way out of here, but I'm gonna go right back and get 20 of those skins, and I'll cut out the backtracking, and when we come back I'll be in Arcadia. Okay, I got the 20 salamander skins, and while I was doing that I got up to 60 olives, because that's how much the next item that we're going to buy costs. Anyway, we're back at the Temple of Zeus, but this time we'll find Hermes inside, so we can finally get his item. I was thinking about why they did it this way, and my best theory is that they didn't want people to get confused in Argolis. They thought they'd have to make some kind of crazy jump, but really, there's nothing else to do in Argolis. It's the game's way of telling you that you need to move on to the Peloponnesian Forest, because that's where you're going to use the sandals. Now this game has some pretty good music, and I would say that the Peloponnesian Forest track is my favorite. So I'm just going to shut up for a few seconds and let you listen to a sample of it. Alright, Peloponnese is much like the Lost Woods areas from Zelda games. It's easy to get lost, but if you know the pattern, it's easy to find your way around. There's a new enemy here, the Jumper, that looks like an ostrich. It doesn't really do anything except run around, and I pretty much ignore them. There's also those spider webs. You do not want to get stuck in those things. Okay, I need to make a save state here to show you something. The whole reason we went through all that trouble to get the fire staff is because this bush is in the way. But we don't even need the fire staff! The sandals are required because you need them for some of the jumps, but you could go the whole game without the fire staff. So what's the next thing that we have to do? Well, if you talk to one of the people around here, they tell you that there's a monster blocking the path out of the forest, and the only way to kill it is with a sword. We don't have a sword, so we're gonna have to find one around here. And so we're gonna have to fight the legendary Hydra. Each time that you whack it represents killing one of the 8 heads. And this battle isn't that difficult once you figure out the right positioning. You want to get it so that you're standing on the edge of the dock. Like here, now I've got him. He's gonna keep spawning from the same spot, so all I have to do is spam the staff over and over until he runs out of heads. Killing the Lernaean Hydra was the second labor of Heracles. I like the way the game has you fight the Hydra right after the Nemean Lion. Alright, now I need to make sure I have enough momentum for this jump, because if you fall in the water, it's instant death. Anyway, we saved the Spirit of the Forest from the Hydra, and so she's gonna give us the sword that we need to continue. I'll equip it, and then I'm just gonna cut out the backtracking again. I'm going to the area right before where I burned the bush. Okay, now every area of the game has a god's temple. So in order to find the Peloponnesian Forest temple, we go one to the left, and then one to the left again. And this god has a harp for us, so it must be Apollo. Basically, Pegasus is your warp mechanism in the game. You find a monument of the sun and play the harp, Pegasus appears and flies off with you to another area. Now we're ready to finish this thing. We go 1 to the right and 2 to the left to get out of the forest maze. This bat always manages to hit me, and of course today is no exception, but that's okay because there's a secret here. Another ambrosia! We now have 16 bars on our health meter. So what legendary monster requires a sword to kill? It is the Cyclops. You have to stab it in the eye 4 times. If you don't have a sword, you can't kill it. That fight was a little sloppy, but it was good enough to open the path. Now I've got to bounce, but I'll catch you cats later in Laconia.